What's up, everybody? I'm Swanky Games, and today we're going to be discussing some things that I'm believing that you guys really need to learn or need to learn to start implementing into your gameplay. This idea actually came to me by watching another content creator who, luckily enough, also mains Hwoarang. And has also designed his channel around helping new players get into Tekken. He has done a lot of collaborations with some pretty high level Tekken players such as K-Wiss, FDX, Speed Kicks even. He does a lot of really good content. He covers a lot of the stuff that I don't cover, and vice versa. I cover a lot of the stuff that he hasn't covered or doesn't cover, and it's really, really cool. He covers this array of beginner tips, and I cover this array of beginner tips, and he's very, very informative, and he's very, very good. So if you end up liking the stuff that I do, consider checking him out. He does a lot of the same stuff, but he goes by Lotus Asakura. Sorry if I butchered that a little bit. I'll be putting his link in the description below if you want to check him out. Definitely consider checking him out. He's really, really cool. I like him. If you end up deciding that you enjoy this video at the end, please consider liking and subscribing. I do want to try to help as many people as I can in their journey through Tekken 8. And by doing that, it actually helps get my videos out there, and it allows me to ultimately help more people. So consider that. Also, if you end up deciding that you like my channel so much that you want to support my channel, consider becoming a member. I'm not really doing this for money, but a little bit of money don't hurt, right? In Tier 1, you pretty much get immediate access to like priority. If during a stream or whatever, things are getting a little overwhelming with messages. If you're a member, your name gets highlighted. When you send messages, you take automatic priority, as well as you get emojis. Come to the dark side. We have emojis. Definitely can't hurt. Hwoarang emojis specifically. So, might be cool. And then if you become a tier 2, you get access to unedited videos, or videos that aren't going to be released to the public anytime soon, if ever. Right now, I can honestly tell you I have about 12 videos that nobody's seen because I don't have any mid-tier members yet. But we'll get there eventually. It's neither here nor there. And then the top tier, this one might be a little bit trickier because I'm on PlayStation, but I would like to try to find a way so that if you're a top tier, maybe we would do collaborations in some videos. It might have to be videos rather than streams. If we could figure out something for voice chat during a stream, I would like to set that up. But essentially what I would like to do is 2 or 3 people at a time. I would do a collab in a video, maybe going over some replays or just some GGs in general, where we just talk and have a good time, and they're involved more, which along with everything else that they got from previous. So there's a lot more engagement. So if that sounds like something you want to do, consider that. Also, I do have my Discord. It's mostly there for learning, people trying to learn to get into Tekken. So if you would like to learn more on a personal level, like being coached, for example, or even if you're an experienced player, just looking for GGs or people to hang out with, consider coming on down. Pretty lively most days, got a pretty good following there. Really, really cool people. Everybody wants to help everybody else get better. It's really, really nice community, and it's only getting better with each member that seems to be showing up. So if that sounds like something that you would like to be involved in, again, I'll be putting the link in the description down below. Just keep in mind that these links do expire after about a week when I post them. So if you click on the link and it does not allow you into the channel, you might have to either find an updated video. Every single stream or guide that I post will always have a Discord link. So you might just have to get a updated one, or simply just send me a comment. Just be like, hey, what's the link to your Discord? I'll see it. It'll pop up on my phone. I'll message you as soon as I see it, and I'll be like, hey, this is the Discord link. Welcome. And that's how it goes. But with that long-winded intro out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So there's a few things I wanted to discuss that really started to hit home when I was playing earlier. I was playing in quick match, and I got ranked. I got matched up with a couple red-ranked Hwoarang players, and there's just some really bad habits that I think a lot of Hwoarang players are falling into that I really want to discuss, as well as some 50-50 stuff, ideas that maybe you guys could learn to start implementing into your gameplay. So that's where I'm kind of at. So the first thing I want to discuss is basically the three biggest moves that I see Hwoarang players throwing out pretty much regularly. I guess four, if you want to be specific, is forward 4 is a big one. Down 4-4, down 4-3-4, and 4-4-4-4. All right. I want to dissect all these, as well as your down 3-4 mix-ups and your heat. When you go into heat, your mix-ups, because I legit, I'm not kidding, multiple Hwoarang players, and this isn't even just today, this is previously as well, will have done the exact same things over and over and over again. And I'm going to make it my life's goal to tell you guys to stop doing this crap. All right, or be smarter about it. None of these moves are inherently bad. Let me point this out. None of these moves are inherently bad, except for 4-4-4-4. Why you would use that string after orange ranks is beyond me. More power to you. But this string right here is all highs. All right, let's just point that out. You guys do know that on the third hit, you can hold forward and cancel the attack, right? You know what this means? You can ultimately do a little bit of a mix-up. I mean, you can just do 4-4 by itself and do a mix-up, but if you want to add that third 4, you just hold forward and cancel it. What's more is after that cancel, you just hit up 4 again, and you finish the string. So it looks like this. Or something like this. Oh, my bad. Something like that. Get your opponent to be like, okay, this guy's not hitting me, I'm gonna hit him, and then maybe he falls for this. And then you get 37 damage because they got impatient. Or just do this and maybe a low. Or a mid. You also have a mid at a 4-4-3. And I know it's -14. You could be punished for it. The idea is that you're trying to incentivize your opponent to not duck you when you do this string. If you want to use it. If you want to use it, that's fine. You just got to make sure that you're not just throwing out the same option over and over and over again. Because a decent player, not even a competent one, a decent one, is gonna realize that you're throwing this out and they're just gonna duck the high and launch you for it. You have to mix that stuff up. That's one of my favorite things to do. because it's a quick, it's effective, and it works a lot more than you would think. So keep that in mind. Another thing is his down 4-4. I kid you not. Out of the 3 Hwoarang players I played today, 2 of them probably threw this out like 4 or 5 times in a match. Never hit me never counter hit me once. Then again, I know, I'm aware I'm a little bit, you know, more of a level-headed Tekken player. I'm more experienced. But the thing is like, it's not just me that you guys do it to. You guys will do it to a lot of people. The thing is, you guys got to remember, this is -13, and this is only a counter hit tool. You throw this out when you think your opponent's going to do a counter. If you throw it out once every blue moon just to see what's going to happen, that's fine. They might punish you, they might not, and you got lucky. If they are not punishing you, abuse the crap out of it. Enjoy it. But if they are punishing you, stop using it. No crap, no bull crap. Like I said, they threw it out like 4 or 5 times in a match. I just did 4-3. I get 30 damage plus 5 in their face. I'll take it. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You guys got to keep that in mind. Plus, what's worse is if by the off chance I block the low, all I got to do is wait for the high to come out, and then I launch you for it. So keep that kind of thing in mind. Sometimes it might be good to just throw out the down 4. A lot of people will sit there waiting for the high, or they'll go to duck because for some reason you stop doing the move and they're trying to duck. So then you do something like wall rising 2-3 or wall rising 3, and you get some damage that you shouldn't have gotten because they tried to duck. It works a lot more than you would think, even in high level play. And then another thing is this down 4-3-4 right here that every single one of you guys likes to throw out. I get it. It's a power crush. It's only -12. There's a follow-up attack. But you guys ever think about just throwing out the first attack? I know that on block it's -14, but it don't even matter. A good Tekken player is never, ever, ever going to punish you for this. You know why? Because they're waiting for the follow-up. You know what's more? You can cancel this move. For all you Hwoarang players that like pressure, you should be abusing the crap out of this move. I cannot tell you how many times doing something like this has allowed me to continue pressure and to get free damage because my opponent wanted to attack when I did that. You'd be surprised how often that works. So these are just a few examples. Also 4-4-4. We'll get more into this in a little bit, but a lot of you guys are getting really, really lazy with that. And again, I'll discuss more of that later. But the fact of the matter is that once you guys do get in, whether it be off of 4-4-4 or whatever, you guys have arguably the scariest 50-50s in the game. I'm not kidding. You have let me say that again, and I don't even care if a pro tries to argue with me on this. You have arguably the scariest 50-50 in the game. And what's more, it's not hard to do, and you can do it and stay predominantly safe. Which means there is a couple options that your opponent can get a minor punish on you. But if you know what you're doing and you do it right, they're never going to be able to punish you. And if they do, like I said, it's going to be something minor. It's not going to be anything fantastic. For example, a lot of you guys like to do this down 3-4, which is perfectly fine. The problem is that you guys get to about right here, and this is the only thing you do. It's the only thing you do. You get to right here, down 3-4. The problem with that is that I might eat this 3-4 times, but then eventually I'm going to realize, okay, this every single time our gloves touch, he does 3-4. So what am I going to start doing? I'm going to punish that. I'm going to punish it hard. I got 46 damage because you got predictable. And that was just whatever. $50 damage because whatever. Do not let yourself get predictable. When you're coming in here, especially when you're right here, every single move in your arsenal will hit the opponent. And you have more moves to throw out than just down 3-4. Alright? First of all, back 3 exists. Yeah, it's minus 19 on block. Oh yeah, I have my dummy thing on. But you know what else you got? You know what else though? If they're ducking because you're right here, then there's a good chance that back 3 is gonna hit. Or maybe just a down 4-2. Down toward 2 works. Even if they crouch, so what? And what's more, if they try to attack into you or whatever, you got launched. If they block it, guess what? You're safe. You know, try that stuff out. Another thing that you should learn now, if you're a red rank and below, I would say 10 Ryu and below, as long as you're at least practicing this, you don't really need to be able to do it in matches. But I would strongly suggest learning the JFSR, or at least trying to learn the JFSR. The reason I say learn the JFSR is because if you learn the JFSR, you have access, you have just given yourself access to the scariest 50-50 that your opponent is ever going to have to deal with when you touch gloves. Between down 3-4 and JFSR. Now you're like, oh, but down 3-4 only does 17 damage. But also keep in mind, you have free follow-ups. And like this, like even if they block the follow-up attack, that's still 17 damage. Damage is damage. That stacks up over time. They have 180 HP. Throw out down 3-4 and you're 2. Or down 3-4, motion switch into another down 3-4. Get 17 plus 17. That's 34. 34 damage starts to stack up after a minute. After a minute, they're going to be sick of, you know, dealing with these little pokes. That stuff adds up after a while. So eventually, you'll be in their face and they're going to want to try to duck you. So you throw out a JFSR. Really, I can't do it now? If you can learn a decent combo out of it, you get a decent amount of damage because they tried to duck you, which is what you're trying to get them to do. You want them to either duck you, so you can get these damaging mids, or you want them to not duck you, so you can get these down 3-4 mix-ups. And then when you do get these down 3-4 mix-ups, you guys have access to another extremely intimidating 50-50, especially on hit. Especially on hit. On hit, I don't think there's anything that you can do out of right flamingo stance that I can think of off the top of my head that they can interrupt in any way, shape, or form. After this, there's nothing they can really do. They have to take that mix-up. Some of you kind of get lazy, you guys just throw out the 1. Why is that a problem? Because I can do that. So, and the thing is, some of you guys will only do that. And what's worse is that even if I do block it and you decide to do that back two, which is what most of you guys want to do, I can jab you out of it. And if I'm really a good player, not even a decent one, a good player is gonna sidestep you, and then they're gonna launch you for being lazy. Guys, you got damaged because you got lazy. You guys have to mix that stuff up. Remember, you guys have a hell sweep for one that, again, is uninterruptible and can incentivize your opponent to duck. Now, I know that it's minus 23 on block. I get that. But you also have access to a down forward 4. This down forward 4 is so good. I love this move, especially after a down 3-4. You know why? Because first of all, if I do hit, I'm at +8. There's nothing they can do. I can run up, do forward 2. I could do a down back 4, down back 3. I could try to do JFSR. There's a lot that I can do after that hits on normal hit. Fact of the matter is, also on block, it's +1. It's +1. You know what that means? It's still my turn. Maybe only barely. But it's still my turn. I can sidestep before anything that they do comes out. I can backdash and see if they're going to try to throw something out. Maybe make them with, throw out a back 3. There's a lot you can do with +1. What's more is, you guys also have a safe heat engager in the form of back 3. This is so good. So good. You guys get a immediate. What's more is that during that heat engager part, you guys have access to yet another extremely strong 50-50. For example, running 3. You guys saw that, right? On block, it leaves your opponent at -6. It leaves you at +6, for that matter. At +6, you know what I could do with +6? I could do down forward 4. I could do back 3. Probably wouldn't, but I can. I could try to throw out JFSR. I could throw out a down forward 2, which will not trade with the other options before. It might trade. This won't even trade. This is mine. What's more is, if you learn the JFSR, you have access to arguably an even stronger 50-50 than without heat. Because now, once you do your heat engager, if they try to duck you because they're getting used to, because you're starting to get lazy, or they've noticed it a couple times, then, you know, you might launch them and get some free damage because they decided to argue with your plus frames. Or take the lazy route. Do down 3-4 into back 3, and do another down 3-4, and do another back 3, and then maybe another down 3-4 into another back 3 as a combo ender. I'm not saying you should do that for sure. I'm just pointing out the fact that it is a possibility. You have so many options, but none of you guys are doing these options in Flamingo. So I'm really, really trying to hammer it in to really start trying to add these mids into your gameplay. And they are so important, and they're all safe. You even have this one option, which is, honestly, I probably use this move more than any of the other moves. But on block, yeah, it's -2. I lose my turn. Boo-hoo. But you know what? If I hit, I'm at +9. That's more than this down forward 4 gave me on hit. Yeah, it's +1 on block, but this is +9 on hit. Or, what's more, you have access to this low right here. Yeah, it's -5 on hit. Boo-hoo. I lost my turn. Chances are, first off, your opponent's probably not going to know it's their turn. Or if they do, they're probably not going to do anything fantastic. Maybe throw out a down back 3 just to kind of keep them on their toes. But the thing is, even if it's blocked, it's only -13. You know what that means? Unlike this down 4 option that's -23, this down 3 option is only -13. There's only 2 characters in the game that's going to launch you for that, if they even launch you for it. Because they're not, you know, if they're maybe worried about the follow-up, they may not want to take that chance. So they might block that, and you still might get off scot-free. What's more is, and I can't believe I'm just now pointing this out, you have more, off of this down 3-4, you have another option that I guarantee not a single one of you guys have thought of. You can grab your opponent. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure this might incentivize them to duck, right? Why do you want them to duck? Even if the idea is to throw this out, because if you can get them to start ducking you, that's moves like up forward 4 become a lot more valuable. Moves like back 3 become a lot more valuable. Down forward 4 becomes a lot more valuable. You have to get these guys to want to duck you. And some people aren't going to know how to break that. They're not even going to have the slightest clue. You'd be surprised how often you throw this out, and even people that do know how to throw break don't break that properly, or don't break it because they don't expect it. That's not an option they thought they had to deal with. But you just told them that they do. And instead of trying to learn to take a moment to learn to throw break it, they might start ducking you. They might get a launch on you, but if they're starting to duck you because they're afraid of this grab, guess what? Then you get access to your mids again. Isn't that what you want, right? So make sure you guys are keeping that stuff in mind when you guys are trying to do your 50-50s. The last thing I kind of want to discuss is your guys' approach. All right. All right. So I have a question. Whose default get-in tool with Hwoarang is forward 4? Show of hands. Bad Hwoarang player. Bad. Don't get me wrong. It is a good tool to use once in a while, but not as your default get-in tool. You have so many other amazing tools to get in. It is unreal. Like, first off, have you guys ever tried just like running in and throwing out a 1 jab? Or maybe running in and throwing out a down forward 1? Me neither, so let's not do that. I'm completely kidding. But seriously though, try it. It might fail the first couple times, I'm not gonna lie. You gotta get used to it. You gotta get the hang of it. But once you kind of get the hang of it and start using it more, you will find out quick how useful a small tool like this really is. How quick it'll shut down your opponents. And I don't mean you'll run in and do 1, 2, 3 flamingo or down forward 1, 3 flamingo. I really just mean run in 1, run in, down forward 1. I'm telling you, it's so unbelievably useful, especially against Mishimas. But still everybody else too. Or how about running 3? You guys know it's +6 on block, right? +6. Plus, you guys see that chip damage, right? That's a lot of chip damage. It's a lot of chip damage. Or, how about just regular forward 4-3? Doesn't do no chip damage, but guess what? You're +6 again. And you're in right foot forward. If you do happen to hit them, it forces crouch. Still +6, but forces crouch. Or, seriously, I can't believe I'm asking this, but have you guys ever tried right foot forward, down 4-3? You know that this last option is homing, right? And it's +1 on block. Use this tool. And despite what people say, if you can learn to use this shark step, because I've heard some people try to say it's pretty much useless now, it really does help you to realign with your opponent when you go to throw out moves like forward 4-3 or crouch dash 3, which is another move you can use to get in that gives you plus frames on block. And it is so satisfying when you see them sidestepping and you clip them because they were trying to be smart. Such a smart dummy. But seriously, you guys really need to learn how to get in. Forward 4 is not a default tool. It is something you use every once in a while, not every single time you need to get in. Like I said, I was kind of like I was mentioning with the red ranks earlier. I was in those matches. Literally, I can't believe I'm saying this. Not a single one of them used down 4-3. Never once did I have that threat. This needs to be a threat. Why does this need to be a threat? Because when you're right here, this is where Hwoarang lives. You either live right here or about whiffing distance. So right here you don't want to be, right here you don't want to be. But about right here is where Hwoarang really, really lives. And you know what's more is that when you're ready to attack. Or when you're ready to attack. You really have to think about these things. You know, I mean, shoot, Kazuya wishes he had a 50-50 this easily accessible. And I just showed you guys like 3 or 4 different examples off of a down 3-4. I also showed you multiple ways of getting in from back here. Also, keep in mind, from back here, you know what else lands? Down back 3. Yeah, from back here. About 2.5. Down back 3. This has a lot more range than people think. It may only do 12 damage. It might be -1 on block, but guess what? It works. It'll make your opponent want to duck you, especially when you're back here. And once you learn JFSR, guess what? You want to you want to duck my down back 3? Get launched. So I can get my 70+ damage for them making the wrong decision. Make sure you thank them for ducking too. Make sure you thank them for ducking, for making the wrong decision. But so, let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to discuss. I don't think so. So I guess what I really need you guys to start doing, this is going to be homework. Yep. You guys watched a video where you guys are getting homework. Haha. Love y'all. Anyways, so what I need you guys to do, 1 jabs, down forward 1 jabs. I need you guys to practice from here. You need to do down back 3 and back 3. This is for beginners. I need you guys to practice doing JFSR. Don't worry about it yet. Once you're in purple ranks, you should at least try to learn JFSR from right foot forward. And then once you're in blue ranks is when you're really going to want to learn to have this in your back pocket in left foot forward. It's not going to get easier once you're in those blue ranks. So take your time learning this while you're still new. While you still have time. If you're already in blue ranks and you don't know how to do this, you better get to it, and you better learn to do it on both sides. I'm telling you now. Focus on your get-in. So get in, 1 jab, get in, down forward, 1 jab. Get in, forward, 4-3. I love that tool. Get in, down 4-3. I freaking love that tool. You know, dash in maybe a little bit, not a whole lot. You know, down back 3. Get in, maybe not a whole lot. JFSR. You know, you got so many options. And then, you know, when you do your down 3-4, don't just throw out 2. Throw it down forward 4. Throw out back 3. Throw it down 3. Throw it down 4. Pick something. Pick your favorite low. Pick your favorite mid. And stick to those options. Down 3-4-1 or down 3-4-2 no longer exists. Heck, even down 3-4-1's a great option. But down 3-4-2 doesn't exist. Until you learn to start implementing those mids. Once you feel that you have a solid mix between throwing out your mids and lows, then you can start adding in that 2 again. Because that really is a good tool, a way to stay inside your flow charts and all that. But that don't matter if that's the only option you throw out. So, get in, jab, down forward 1, down forward 3 from right foot forward 3, running 3, your get-in tools. Down 3-4, mid and low mix-ups. From, you know, back here, your get-in tools. Running 3, forward 4-3. I know I'm doing them wrong. Down 4-3 from right foot forward. Down back 3. Very, very good tools. Use them. Learn them. Learn to implement them. Please, I'm begging you. And stop using 4-4-4-4. Please, for the love of God and all that is holy, stop using 4-4-4-4. For the love of God and all that is holy, stop trying to abuse down 4-4. Down 3-4, I can understand. That one, I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna God anything. That one's okay. Just don't abuse it so much. And remember, you do have other options. You can just throw out the down 4-3 by itself and see what happens, or you can cancel it into pressure. Just keep that stuff in mind. But the other 2, seriously, for the love of God and all is holy, stop trying to abuse those moves. They're not that good. I promise. Please, for the sake of all of us Hwoarang mains, stop using those tools. Or at least stop trying to abuse them. Remember, 4-4-4 forward. Up 4 forward. Still works. Use them. Mix them up. Add them into your gameplay. Please. But, jokes aside, that is the end. Just practice, practice, practice. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop ranting now. But I'll catch you all in the next video or stream. I hope you guys learned something. Again, if you did, please consider liking and subscribing, or becoming a member. Join my Discord. Check out my handles on Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy gaming. Take care of yourselves. Peace.